Today, we are going to give you a virtual tour of the W.K. Kellogg Bird Sanctuary. In 1927, W.K. Kellogg, who that name might sound familiar to you, he was the founder of Kellogg cereal, and in 1927, he set aside 180 acres of what used to be farmland as a bird sanctuary so that Canada geese and other birds would have a place when they're migrating, they would have a place that they could stay and be protected. And then in 1928, he donated that land to what is now Michigan State University.
2 adults
and 1 bucket of corn. You have to actually buy the corn here and not feed them anything other than the corn. That's waking them up.
Whoa.
Pretty sure these are the trumpeter swans.
Sound like trumpet.
I don't know what kind of duck that is. Looks different than anything I've ever seen.
So the bird sanctuary is a great place to practice some bird photography and just wildlife and nature photography in general. These swans put on quite a show, and if you do it right, you can come away with some pretty good shots, because they're pretty active. They like to chase each other around and flap their wings at you, and it's a lot of fun. It's hard to know where to point the camera. There's so much action going on with all the different birds. You hear some flapping behind you, so you spin around and you shoot a few shots, and you hear some behind you again, so you spin around, and obviously it's quite noisy.
Yeah. One thing I'm noticing when coming here at the end of March instead of end of May is that the birds aren't as aggressive. I know we've come here before and had to have a pail of corn just to protect ourselves so that we had something to throw in one direction and walk in the other. And I think that's because it was during their nesting period and also when there's little chicks. So I don't know if you well, swans are goslings. So anyway, this time of year they're a lot calmer. Aww, yeah, he only has one eye. All of the birds that are inside of these enclosures were actually rescued because they either had a wing injury, or like this one was found on the side of the road with a stick in his eye. So that's why they're in the enclosures. They've been rescued and they couldn't survive in the wild anymore.
How many birdies do you see in there? Can you count? How many?
1,
2, yes, very good.
The interesting thing is that these birds that they've had in captivity that they have rescued, this one they've had since 2008, but they still aren't even sure if it's a boy or a girl. But they assume it's a girl, a female, because male owls are usually smaller in weight and size. It's interesting that they haven't even been able to figure that out. I see plenty of hawks near our house.
Oh yeah, very common out by us.
So she had dislocated her right wing, but her injury, apparently she's still injured enough. She can kind of fly a little bit, but not enough to survive and catch food. So here's where the birds of prey are. We're right here, and there's a lake loop that goes all the way around the lake. And this path starts right by the birds of prey. This bird sanctuary also has 3 miles of hiking trails, and they're all broken up into smaller sections, so we decided we're gonna hike all of them. The first one is the lake loop, which is just over a mile. These hiking trails are a lot less busy than the paved part where all the birds and stuff are.
Yeah, and even though it's still the brown season, as I call it, it's actually quite pretty here.
It is. It's nice and serene. Loop path is very flat, and it's an easy hike. It's not a lot of hills, or it's not technical in any way.
No, it's really basically a road, an access road that goes all the way around, but they let you hike it. It's a beautiful day. Clear blue sky. Warm enough we don't need jackets. So also part of the North Country Trail goes from one end to the other just on the outside of the sanctuary here as well.
I'm waiting for him. What do you think?
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part?
Just being able to have fun with the camera and try to get some action shots of the birds. To me, that's all the fun I need.
Yeah. It's a relaxing place to come visit. It's good for couples.
Yeah. I will say that this trail is mostly flat, but there was one hill that we just came up.
Especially if you go walk the trail backwards like we did.
Yeah, we went clockwise. You go counterclockwise, you'll start downhill and then it just flattens out.
Yep. Might be something to consider.
Yeah.
So this is the Vernal Pool Trail, and it's just a very short little loop that's still inside the sanctuary. We just wanted to check it out.
Yeah, kind of looks like it might be new.
That's possible. That sign was new anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that trail put us at the birds of prey, but this is the game bird area. I don't see any birds.
Oh, and it's just kind of laying down back there.
Oh. They're retreating the soil with salt, which will rid the ground of fungus and parasite. Get you something nice and soft to walk on.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, even that trail, the Lake Loop trail, was all gravel and stone, and that tended to hurt my feet more than just this nice soft foresty type trail. This trail just kind of takes you up and around the outside of where the paved areas are.
Esker Trail. And now we're back over into the bird of prey section. want to take a guess as to how many pictures I actually took of all those birds? I had it on rapid fire, so remember that. I'd sit there and I go.
How long were we here?
What time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So we've been here probably close to 3 hours or a little more.
Okay, and you said it was at 250 pictures after half an hour?
Yeah. I mean, we did a lot of walking without taking pictures.
True. But I'm gonna guess 1,000.
Okay, my guess would be around 1,500.
Okay. All right, take a look.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
Okay, actually you're closer. It must be 1,048.
So what do I win? What's my prize?
Kiss from me.
I can't reach you across this table. Okay.
That's your...
I want another prize.
So what are we doing now?
I think that we are going to check out one more trail that is technically outside of the entrance to the sanctuary. So this is Bluebird Trail. They've got the yellow line to mark it as a path. Tall grass prairie. But nothing is blooming yet, but this would be pretty.
It would be. This is, you go to the right, it's the North Country Trail.
Oh, okay.
And this is part of it, I think, here too. It goes around here.
Oh, okay.
You must come back through the woods there somehow.
And then the red line is the North Country Trail. Didn't know we had any prairie in Michigan.
Is that what this was called?
Tall grass prairie. And it looked like some really beautiful wildflowers. Just not yet.
I'll have to come back a little bit later in the spring.
Yeah, okay, because look at this. The vast majority of them are not in Michigan. That's what I think of. Little House on the Prairie, that's what I think of.
Today, only 1% of native prairies remain.
Oh, okay, so here's Michigan. There is just a little bit down in the corner. We'll definitely have to come back when this, everything is blooming.
So to the right is the North Country Trail, and the Bluebird Trail goes off to the left.
Awesome. We get to go up the hill. Here's the end of the trail by the picnic area.
The Bluebird Trail was a nice little trail. It was only a mile long or so, but it was a little hillier than the rest of it. And when carrying all that camera equipment, which I didn't use on the trail and could have left in the car, made it a little harder, but oh well.
Better workout.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. So it was good for me. I'll look at it that way.
Yeah. So right now we are standing in front of the W.K. Kellogg Manor home, which is, I don't believe it's open right now, but when it is open, you can actually tour the home as part of your cost of getting into the bird sanctuary.
We've done that before.
Yeah.
We've been here before. It's if you're into old architecture and old museum type houses,
right.
This is a great place to go and get a little history.
Yeah. Yep, I know we were here in the beginning of June before and we were able to go through it then. Overall thoughts?
That was a great day. I'm ready to go home. My feet are sore.
It's 60 degrees and we are excited that we don't have coats on. It's sunny and it's either the first official day of spring or the second official day of spring, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, things are warming up. Winter's finally over.
One thing I wanted to mention is that we should definitely go back to the Bluebird Trail when the flowers have started to bloom and we can get some beautiful photos and just see all the lovely wildflowers in the prairie grass.
Yeah, I didn't take any pictures today while I was there walking the trail. It was still all brown and matted down and didn't look pretty or anything, but I think in about a month it'll be completely different because everything will be growing again and that's when things will really start to shine. Ready to go home?
I am ready.
All right, let's go.